Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Trim Journey. I thought I'd start off this episode by finishing off the Damaric statue. But while we're doing our statues in the background, we have the Slayer Codex to go. There are 32 souls left and all of these are difficult. They're either really high Slayer level, so that means their drop rate is very rare, or they are task only like these ice strike worms. So what we're going to do this episode is I am going to slay until I get the enemy soul. So that means I'm going to be doing a lot of tasks, and maybe I'll pick up some of these high level like Vile Blooms, Feral Dinosaurs, all that sort of stuff. And we are on the third strike worm, with the ice strike worm. I had to wait 3 days because the masks share a cooldown between all the different types of strike worms. So if you force an earth strike worm task, then you have to wait 3 days to get your next task. Now we had a total of 240 on the task. We have 233 left. I decided to go for the maximum amount just to be safe, using Slayer Introspection. The drop rate is 1 in 91, so we should get it before the task is over, but hopefully we don't go 2.5 times dry. And we also picked up our last golden rock combat wise. So usually once I get the combat rocks, I go do a golden statue. Oh yeah, we got it after about just under 100 kills, so pretty much exactly drop rate. I am gonna sit here and complete the task because we are gonna get 110 points, it being our 24/70th task in a row. So that will be nice, and that'll get us up to 200 points, which will give us 6 skips, which we can potentially get an enemy task in those 6 skips. And more Ultimate Slayer progress. We picked up our first Staff of Light, and 2 skips later, we get the Edemu task. I'm going to look up the drop rate and decide if I'm maxing this out. And I'm going to guess that I'm going to max it out just by virtue of the fact that I don't have the pet yet. So it is 1 in 74 with the Curse Ushabti. It's probably going to happen within the task, but I'm still going to pick the maximum amount and get 265 Edemu.
Edemu chinning is a lot of fun, but can also be kind of stressful. The concept is that you tag every single Edemu in the room, and the cannon is there to help you with that. Once you have that, you can quickly go back and forth across the barrier. This causes the Edemu to stack up in the entrance area, and you can chin them very quickly. Normally, they don't stack up like this because they have a mage attack, so they'll sit at max range, but by going across the barrier, they try to get to you but can't reach you, so they end up being melee distance. Having an SGB and Darkbow EOF was really cool because I could do some big damage quickly. Once most of them are dead, put on the main hand and resume killing them until the bulk of them respawn. We picked up this soul really quickly, but I'm going to finish out the task in the hope that I get the Edemu pet, as I'm already at 25k Edemus without the pet, which sounds like a lot, but it's basically just drop rate.
Yes! Oh my god. We got you have a Jidinko. We have all the Jidinko breeds done. Oh, I've had a Draconic Jidinko pair, or at least one parent being a Draconic Jidinko for I want to say for like at least over a year, but I did take like 3 months where I never went to the farm. 9 months worth of farming for a Draconic Jidinko. The only other ones that go in the medium pen are the Varanosaurs. So the Feral, Venomous, and Ripper Dinosaur, and the Hypnotic Dinosaur. I went ahead and bought a Venomous Dinosaur pair. From looking on the wiki, Varanosaurs can crossbreed, so 2 Venomous Dinosaur parents can create like a Feral or a Ripper Dinosaur. So what I did is I put on the good breeding trait on this male dino here, because that means that it's more likely to have like a sort of genetic mutation where it'll pull out a different breed and you can get like a Ripper Dinosaur out of it. Venomous Dinosaurs shouldn't be a big deal because it's our last medium pen, and I have until I finish all the other like 5 or 6 large dinosaurs before it becomes an issue, but glad to have that Draconic Jidinko done. I got a lot of comments on my last video that you should take both a regular Ushabti and a Cursed Ushabti with you. But I think that doesn't actually improve the chances, because I've now captured this bear soul 10 times. Z4, 3, 3. And I've yet to have it fill in the regular Ushabti yet. It's all going into the Cursed Ushabti, but if both were rolling, we would anticipate that 2/3 of them would be in the Cursed Ushabti, and 1/3 of them would be in the regular Ushabti, just by how the drop rates work. I've now filled 12 rolls out of 1 in 3 drop, and if I put that into a simple little calculator, failing 12 rolls in a row out of 1 in 3 drop is approximately 1 in 130. So it could exist the fact that it does work, and I just haven't seen it yet, but we're now up to 13 as I keep talking here without it. So I'm just going to assume that it doesn't actually work and not take the regular Ushabti with me, and it's a bit of a rumor. And that is double drop rate. We are at 230 kills, and we have yet to pick up the soul. Hopefully this doesn't go on too long. This is probably my least favorite trim requirement, and something where I can see myself not going for Ultimate Slayer just because of this one monster. Hell freaking yes, we got the Cursed Ushabti. Yes, let's go put this in right away. That is a soul I never want to get again, though I might have to if I ever decide to eventually go for Ultimate Slayer. The final kill count was 247. If we scroll up to where I was complaining here, that was 230. So I got 17 kills in 10 minutes. So extrapolating that out, that's about 100 kills per hour with range versus the about 60 or 70 that I was getting with my melee setup. We are done all the Elite Slayer monsters with the Wyvern, Camel Warrior, and Mammoth. And now I'm going to move on to the Gemstone Dragons. And once that's done, we can start working our way through the Sophanin Dungeon creatures all the way up to the Imperial Ox at the end. And we got those Gemstone Dragon souls very quickly. We picked up both the Onyx and the Hydrix one, which both have over 1 in 100 drop rate in 40 kills. So it's the game took my going double drop rate at Camel Warriors and reward quick couple souls. This is crazy. I was expecting to have to hop for 20 minutes to get a Corrupted Scorpion world because of all of the bots and alts that are here. But yeah, very, very, very first world I went to. Didn't even have to hop. This was just the world I was on before, and it was wide open. So I just got a Kopesh off task while killing these feline ox, and I really, really don't want to look up this drop rate. I feel like it's 1 in 15,000 off task, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Oh my god, 1 in 15,000. Crazy. Over the past day or so, I've been working my way through the Sophanim Slayer dungeon. We now have 11 of the 12 souls there, and all we're missing is the guard act at the very end. There's 3 of them. There's a major, melee, and a ranger, and we just need to get that one Ushabti, so let's hopefully get it. It's been quite a big grind to get all these. Once you get above 106 Slayer for the Slayer level, the chance to get any soul is 1 in 333 with a Cursed Ushabti, and with a regular Ushabti, it's 1 in 500. And I want to say 1,000 soul devourers later, we have the Imperial Guard Axe soul. So we have all 12 souls from the Sophanim dungeon. And before we actually turn in these souls, I thought I'd look in the chest. I think I had about 10 mil in here before. So I got 27 mil in loot, which probably pays for my supplies. Probably made a little bit of money. These Vital Sparks up to 91 total. And the cash is pretty nice. We'll leave this as a sort of future hack protection. Just in case something happens, that's another 30 mil I can just jumpstart my account with. And now let's add all 12 of them. Imperial Guard Auk, Corrupted Scorpion, Corrupted Scarab, Corrupted Lizard, Corrupted Dust Devil, Corrupted Calphite Guardian, Corrupted Worker, Salawa Auk, Scarab Auk, Feline Auk, Crocodile Auk, and the Gorilla Auk. That is a lot of Slayer experience. We gained, 25,000 probably on average per soul. So 300, probably 300-ish K Slayer. But if we look at the Slayer Codex, we have 14 souls to go. So it's time to start our next monster, and this is going to be Stalker creatures. As you see in our quick chat, I've killed about 15 of them so far. So I have not been here for more than a couple minutes. I think I tried killing some of the level 99 ones right away and then teleported out after it didn't go so well. And they dropped these Seeker Charms, which help increase the chance of getting, I believe, the pet from the level 99 guys. These ones only require level 71 Slayer. So they're actually like relatively good money because it's a 300k drop that's uncommon and you can kill them somewhat quickly and they do not hurt that hard. Like I have 4 or 5 on me and I could probably aggro pot this if I wanted to. And yeah, so despite being 1 in 151 for this soul, we got it in 41 KC. Well, 41 combined. What was it before? We got it in 7 KC here. So yeah, that's 2 creatures done. Also picked up a golden rock in magic. Yeah, that was just about perfect. And we also picked up the Revenant Soul, giving us 3 more added. And with those 3, we are up to a nice round number of 150. 11 to go. It's time to do some Moss Golems here. We haven't killed too many Lost Grove creatures. I think I've done a Slayer task or 2. We're up to 225 total. But what we're going to do is set up our cannon. I believe that is the correct square to set it up on. Might be off by 1. Now our auto retaliate, our prayer, everything is going to come in. We have a Revo bar set up here, and these guys are going to attack us. And we should be able to sustain our HP with our Vamp Scrim and everything else. Everything seems to be going well. We seem to be maintaining our HP fairly well. Goes through cycles of ups and down. But we get there. The one thing I will try out, assuming we don't get the soul right away, is the Blood Reaver Familiar. Because we're healing with Vamp, we're healing with Vamp Scrim, we're knocking out armor spikes, we should be dealing an absolute ton of really small healing hits. Because we are taking damage, we're also going to be healing, because if you sit at max HP, then it doesn't do anything. So next trip, I'll test that out. I died to my prayer dropping, so it's a convenient little time to test out this theory. So essentially what it is whenever I heal any amount of damage, I'm going to be hitting all these 1s on these target. And these 1s, or like the 5 hits there, have the ability to proc poison. And with our Cinderbanes, poison damage is increased by 20%. Poison proc rate is increased. Every single time these spikes hit, also poison damage increase. So there's all these factors coming in together to help increase our poison damage and our poison output. This would be even better with Lanikia's Spear, but unfortunately I do need the accuracy of the scythe here, so I can't rely on that. Well, that's a really funny occurrence. My prayer dropped as I captured the soul, and I died about 10 seconds later. But we have the Moss Golem soul, so we can move on to the next one. It's time to get the last of the Lost Grove creature souls, and we're going after the Vinecrawler soul. Hopefully this one doesn't take me too long. I have a friend who's like, I don't know how dry. He's dry enough that he gave up on finishing the Slayer log. But one cool little trick with these Vinecrawlers, because they are not bound or stun immune, I can use Binding Shot and Tight Bindings. And unique with the range style is that they also bind the target for 9.6 seconds. And Piercing Shot gets bonus damage. It deals double damage if the target is bound or stunned. And it has a very short cooldown. So while we lost Rico, because we don't want to AoE anything, we do pick up the ability to stun here and now have a really powerful cooldown with a 3-second cooldown. So every other ability now, until it's dead, can be a 188 Piercing Shot. Hell yeah. We got the Vinecrawler soul. I think I had like 1,200 Lost Grove, 1,200-ish Lost Grove creatures when I came in here, and now we're up to 1,400. So 200, I went under drop rate. The 3 soul, I know I had 210 KC when I started this whole thing. So the 3, 1, and 3 drops took me 1,219 kills to get. And scrolling through this codex, we have 8 more to go, which is, wow. Crazy to think. 7 of which are on Anachronia. So we're going to get the Anachronia ones, and then I'll get the Lava Strike Room one at the very end. as the ceremonial last one. So I showed off this method in a separate video a long time ago, but with the right setup and the right perks, with vampirism, some spells being moved around, you can basically end up fully AFKing without having to touch this. And when something's fully AFK, the soul is not bad. So that's why I'm starting with these Lambent Floras. The aggression scrimshot only gets one onto you at a time. And it like procs every 15 seconds or so. If you get lucky, you can get one to attack you right away, but sometimes you need to wait. It would help if I actually got an Ushabti. Good thing I noticed that instead of waiting a friggin' whole hour. No freaking joke. The very, very first kill that I got back, I got this soul. I turned on the, what is it? Potion Reservoir, and I captured the soul after 6 seconds after that. That's stupid. Next up, we are doing the Devil's Snare. There is another AFK method where you come to this north little island, and there's only 2 Devil's Snare that spawns that get you. And by the time you actually kill the one Devil's Snare, the other one is like pretty close to spawning. So you see it pops up right there. But one change I am going to make is I'm not going to bother using Affliction just because we kill it so quickly. So I'm just going to put on Torment, and that means we're using less prayer points. So that's 4.9 now. And if I put Affliction back on, that goes to 5.8. So I'm using 20% less prayer points. And if I'm using 20% less prayer points, that's 20% more AFK, because drinking potions is the real only thing I need to do here. That was pretty quick. What, like 3 or 4 aggro pot doses? And we have the souls. So let's see if there are any other AFK ones we can do. Next up on the docket, we have the Venomous Dinosaurs. They are relatively easy to AFK. I actually haven't done them that much. As you can see, in total, I've only killed 146 dinosaurs. But we do need to still get one of the totem pieces from here, and supposedly it's a 1 in 300 drop rate, but like no one seems to believe that that's the actual drop rate. So we're just going to be AoEing these down. We should be safe as long as our prayer points don't drop. We'll do enough damage with all the abilities we have. Too easy. It's funny, like all the AFK ones and like the really easy to AFK ones, I seem to get extremely quickly. But the second there's a soul that like you can't AFK, I just don't get it. Well, we didn't get the Ripper Demon Soul yet. We did pick up the Totem of Summoning Middle. And this was the last totem piece I needed. At least the last totem piece I needed from Slayer. I still need to get one of the totems from Herbie Werby, which I'm going to do as soon as I get the soul. Unfortunately, we didn't pick up the Ushabti, and the trip is now over. And now we can buy the Totem of Crystal Base. And with this, we got Jurassic Perk, which is discover all the totems on Anachronia. Hell yeah, that's another trim wreck done. That is the last of the 4 dinosaurs, and I think I got pretty lucky here. I had maybe 50 dinosaur kills before this started, and it took me in total 788, but the majority of them came on these Ripper dinosaurs because I came here with like 300 KC, so about 480, 490, maybe even 500 kills at the Ripper dinosaurs, and all the AFK early ones that are easy are the ones where I got it right away, but the ones that I actually had to pay attention to, that's where I went dry. So we're attacking some Luminous Snagglers. I'm gonna hope that Gricko doesn't go too far and change to other ones, because I don't want to get multiple on me at once. So these have a considerably lower Slayer level than all the other monsters I've been killing lately. That means that these guys are a 1 in 106 drop rate instead of the 1 in 333 that we've been dealing recently. Because once you get above level 106 Slayer, the drop rate is 1 in 500, as like that's the minimum it ever gets. And then the Curse Ushabti makes that 1 in 333. And I built myself a little Revel plus bar here and got the Scrimshaw of Aggression and the Penance Aura. And I'm going to see just how AFK it is. I seem to be maintaining my HP. So the method definitely didn't work in terms of 100% AFK, because I eventually did die after some pretty bad RNG with 2 of those poison things popping on me. But as a whole, it's still pretty good. It's really low effort, basically. I can watch YouTube or something and just look over whenever my HP is kind of low. Luminous Snagler obtained one more Vile Bloom soul to go. And the last soul are these liverworts. And assuming I barge, I believe I'll be able to beat the actual special attack. Like, this wasn't even zerked, and beat it pretty cleanly. It does help the fact that I'm currently using the Pterosaur Maul, which increases the damage we deal by a considerable margin, because these are range class creatures as they are attacking us with range. So they get destroyed by this little Molly boy. Basically, my plan is whenever I have Assault up, I'm going to barge, and that way I make sure I get that barge off. Like this next one, I still have 15 seconds on Assault, so I'm not going to worry about the barge bleed, but I'll still barge over here. Holy crap, that was super quick. We are like 6 minutes into this because I activated Vamp as soon as I got here. Wow. I forget what my quick chat was before. I think it was like 2198. Yeah, it's gone in the chat, but I think it was 2198, which would put me 12 KC in. Holy crap, we are one soul away from completing the Slayer log. So we've got ourselves all set up, and there are a bunch of lava strike worms in this dungeon. You can see that there's all these lava strike worms along here. 1, 2, 3. The rest of the NPCs aren't loading in, but there's lava strike worms all along here. And we're going to go and kill all of these and respawn the dungeon in this area. As long as I don't kill the black dragons in the distance, we are perfectly fine. It's 1 in 98, actually. The lava strike worms are tagged as a level 94 Slayer task. So after we kill this last 6th one, we just teleport out. Surge, surge. If we need to get a Dren, we get a Dren. Enter, continue where we left off. Make sure we teleport to Kalis Kra. At this point, we can put on our Surge BD. An acceleration pot would actually probably be really nice here. But we just Surge BD around the corner. Get up here. And some of the lava strike rooms are back, but not all of them are. The 4 that were blocking the doors, so the 2 here and the 2 there didn't respawn, but it seems as though everything else did. There we go. That was like our 5th run through, I think. This'll be a fun moment though. I'm kind of excited for it. So, Lamp and Flora, Devil's Snare, Venomous Dinosaur, Brutish Dinosaur, Luminous Snagger, Ripper Dinosaur, Liverworts, and last but certainly not least, Lava Strike Worms. We are now fully complete on the Slayer Codex. This feels really good to get done, like really good. It's like one of the, I guess, longer grinds that I have, at least on the non-time lock stuff. Between getting the 3,000 Slayer points, getting all the souls, like on average, if you take from like the souls collected this episode, you take like from Rune Dragon onwards, basically, it was about an hour for each one on average. So what are we doing next now that we only have 16 requirements left? We are going to be doing All Rise, which is complete all court cases. And I've been preparing for this for the past couple days, buying some items from the Grand Exchange. You can see in my buy offers right now, we have 800 caskets, and each casket has about a 1 in 30 chance to get a court case, and there are a total of 16, I believe it's 16 court cases to do. So on average, it would take 500 to get this done, so we're up to 800 total caskets, and I should be able to quickly open these, pick up a court summons, and then go do the court cases. In order to do court cases, you gotta come to the courthouse, and the first one I believe we don't actually have to get, and the clerk just gives it to us because it's the tutorial. And you can pick either prosecution or defender, and then you go through what the wiki tells you to do, and then eventually you'll get the case convicted or got them off, depending on which one you are. So now to get the next court summons, you just go ahead and open these caskets. Sometimes you get shit, sometimes you get nothing. There we go. So there's our first court summons. Took like 16 caskets. Drunken Dwarf versus the People. So I'm just going to go through what the wiki tells me to do for the next 15 cases, and I'll see you at the end. And that is our last court summons. I had about 800 caskets to start, so it took me 333. So 1/3 of 1,000, basically. I've been keeping up all this loot in my inventory, and when I'm done this final case, we'll go ahead and price check what we got from this rack. And about 5 minutes later, we are done with the final case where we get Robin Hood arrested, basically. All rise. Complete all court cases. Collect your reward from the court clerk when you leave. Unfortunately, we didn't get the achievement pop up because we were in that cutscene, but we can get our last reward here. So we got the 3 pieces of the outfit with the wig, top, and gavel, but I'm going to go ahead and destroy these because don't want to use these cosmetics. But each case does give you a mystery box which you can open, and being the YouTuber I am, I decided to keep all of it in my inventory. And it does account for 1.6 mil. So it's not terrible. Most of that is probably coming, with the Cave Goblin wire. And I don't know if that will actually sell. But the rest of it, I already have stacks of it in my bank. Basically break even, because that's about what I lost on the caskets. But that's going to be the end of this trim episode. We got ourselves the Slayer Codex fully complete, and we completed the court cases. And next episode, I think I'm going to move into some of the, I'll call them medium tier requirements. They're the requirements that don't necessarily take like an hour like this one does, but they don't take the 30 or 40 hours that the Slayer Codex does. Something like the Avandis Flail or the Chimp Ice, the like 3 to 4 hour grind, something I can do in a day. But if you enjoy the series, leave a like, really helps out the episodes getting pushed out. Leave a comment down below if I did something wrong, and how I can do it better in the future. And then past that, subscribe to the channel if you want to. But have a good day, and I'll catch you in the next one.